Hey guys, welcome back to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. How is everybody doing this week? We are going to continue on with the second portion with Jason Wahler. I hope you guys really enjoyed the first part. I tell you what, he's such an amazing guy, and I'm shocked that I haven't run into him sooner, because considering we are both in the same world, he's just got so much to say. And since the first episode, we've been talking literally every single day. He's just given me so many good pointers, and he just really has a good outlook on, sobriety, mental health, recovery, moving forward. I've literally gotten so much out of speaking with him every day, and he's definitely going to be a good close friend of mine moving forward. Again, enjoy the next portion of this podcast. I hope everybody's having a great week. We came to the end of Love Island. I know everybody's really sad about that. We are coming to the close of The Valley. I think we got 2 episodes left. We got today, and then we got next Tuesday. So we're wrapping that up. Thank freaking God for me, because I want to move on. I know it's been a very tough season for everybody on the show, especially myself and Brittany. So I'm excited to move on from that and start new beginnings. Yeah, that's about it. I hope everybody's having a great week. Let's get into part 2 with Jason Wahler. Can I ask what is? I'm just curious. What's your go-to routine? Your weekly? You're in therapy. Do you still go to AA?
Yeah, so I'll give you kind of just a high-level overview from the moment that I wake up. Dude, I do a gratitude list, and there's about 11 guys, which I'd be happy to add you to this list, that I do a gratitude list. It's the 3 things we're grateful for, but not only what, but why. That's where a lot of the meat resides in the context of that. I send that off. They send me it back. I'm a person of faith. I read the Bible, and and from there I'll read scripture and some daily devotion. And then either I go to an AA meeting in the morning, or I go to the gym. One of those those are always a part of my program. Yeah. I still go to therapy once a week. I have a Bible study that I attend once a week. Every Tuesday I have an accountability group. And then on Sunday, I attend church. I go to meetings throughout the whole week. But one of the most important things that I participate in is at the end of the night, as I do my daily reprieve. And I don't only identify the areas that I need to improve upon and make improvements in, I also highlight the victories. And I look at the areas that I did really good for that day. So the beauty behind that, though, is when I hit my head to that pillow, is I wake up with a completely fresh day tomorrow.
You know what? That's one thing I do a lot of what you do. Taking notes on that one. I don't ever count my W's, because there's not many W's for me right now. And I just man, can I just get a W today? Can I just get one small win today? Because it's just, I feel like I'm in the middle. You can kind of tell where I'm at. I'm just kind of getting beaten down right now. I'm beaten down. And I don't think I'm fully at my bottom yet. I think I still have a little ways to go. But it's every day I'm just worried about what's going to happen today. And what text message am I going to get today? Who did I piss off a long time ago that it's coming back today? Also, people are watching a show right now that it's currently on that I filmed almost about a year, maybe a little bit over a year ago. So now I'm reliving when I was in the darkest moments, right? I'm getting all the messages. Yeah. I'm getting all the texts. I'm getting all the, you're an awful this, you're a piece of shit. Well, yes, I definitely was. And I'm not trying to justify it, but it was like a year and a half ago almost. And now I have to relive all that and rehear it all, which is very hard to do. So every Tuesday night, I'm like, shit, what am I going to hear today? What episode is this? What was I doing? Was I in rehab? Was I yelling at somebody? Was I screaming? How much drugs was I on this episode? And it's tough, man. It's
but Jax, in my heart, and I not mitigating, and I completely agree and understand and know exactly where you're at. But the beautiful thing today is you got a W right now. You're taking ownership and accountability for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're sitting here and you're talking about what's going on. And dude, we're not perfect people. You know what I mean? By no means. But the fact that you're in a place where you're acknowledging that and saying, hey man, I wasn't right in that situation. That's a W. Yeah. That's not, you didn't do that. I'll tell you, I didn't do that when I was in active addiction, dude. It was always, you were wrong. It wasn't me. Yeah. And, just straight deflection from that. But I think it's like, man, it's, and that's why I love the gratitude list from the moment I wake up, and then also identifying the W's, is because, dude, every single day that we wake up, there's a lot that we have to be grateful for.
No, there is. I mean, we got beautiful families. We got beautiful kids. We're above ground. we're healthy for the most part. We're breathing. And there's people right now that would give anything to be where we are. And that's part of when I go to my AA, and I go to AA at least 3 times, if not more a week. And I just try to be like, you know what, how many people would kill to be where we are right now? And you're throwing it away by doing the drugs and the alcohol and starting the anger and this and that. And you're like, you're being selfish. Because there's somebody in the hospital. There's somebody in the hospital bed right now that would change lives with you in a heartbeat. And I have to think that. I'd be like, you know what? There is somebody out there that I'm wasting my life. I'm doing this. I'm hurting people, and I'm hurting myself. And I'm working really, really hard. I am. I'm working really, really hard. A lot of people can't see it because I've kind of ghosted myself in front of my friends. A lot of my friends right now, or the people on the show right now, are kind of like, well, we don't really see him changing. We don't see it because I've kind of secluded myself. I haven't really been around anybody. I've been kind of working on myself. And when I do see anybody, I usually see my ex-wife when I pick up my son or anything like that. We're like, well, we don't see he's changing. And it's really frustrating for people to say he's not changing. And when you know deep down inside that you are, and I don't know why. That's me trying to prove it to other people. Like, fuck trying to prove it to other people. I need to prove it to myself, and then the rest. That's all
that matters, man.
And I have this fear in me. Like, I'm like, people are not seeing me, that I am working on myself, that I am doing well, and I feel like people aren't seeing it, and it drives me crazy. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute, are you doing this for other people, or are you doing this for yourself? Who gives a shit what other people think? And
that's what I was explaining to you about this process. Is you're going to start to identify and see people who, because I understand that, you want to feel the accolade, and you want to have people, praise you. I mean, but that was also part of my underlying issues. Yeah. Right. As I was seeking validation in areas that was not important. And at the end of the day, I needed to like what I saw in the mirror, not what my girlfriend or my friend or what this other person. And I did that for way too long, and I lost sight of who I was.
Oh, I I was. Sorry. I've said this before. Validation is a drug of choice for me. I need validation. I am insecure. I do care what other people think. These are all things that I'm obviously working on. But these are just like things that I just never really dealt with. I should have gone to therapy many, many years ago to deal with these issues. But I just
it's understand this, brother, is that. You're not, dude. I struggle. We all struggle with it. All addicts. I mean, that. All of us struggle with that. People that don't struggle with addiction struggle with that. I mean, the average person wants to feel loved, a part of, be accepted.
Yeah, and I couldn't, I was trying to figure out, I don't like the taste of alcohol. I don't like shoving cocaine up my nose. It fucking hurts. But it was just the only thing that made me feel better. And, I talked to a lot of people. Drugs and alcohol are not the problem. I just never dealt with any of my issues. I had so many issues. I lost my father. I didn't deal with that. We were filming, So I was always putting my head in different spots when bad things would go wrong. Oh, I'll deal with that later. And so I'll deal with that later. I would never deal with my problems or my issues head on. I would sweep it under the rug, do a bump of cocaine, move on with the next problem. Move on with the next thing. Just keep going. Next thing you know, I have a rug with all these problems under here, and it was bound to explode. It was bound to explode because I never dealt with any of my problems. I said, fuck my problems. I'll drink and do drugs instead. And anyway.
But hey, I will say this, man, is you got to look at this. I mean, with the stuff that you're dealing with, man, it's just those cheesy sayings, man, the reason they're there is because they work.
Right.
One step at a time with this stuff, man. You got an elephant that it sounds like you're eating when it comes to a lot of things. And how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time, man. But I will tell you this, is that the coolest thing that's come out of all of this is my greatest deficits have become my assets now.
Greatest deficits.
And so
assets. I like that.
Everything that you're experiencing, that you're going through now, man, is not only it's going to be for yourself, but it's going to be for the glory of other people that you're going to be able to help and support. And at the end of the day right now, man, there's nothing wrong with being selfish and having to focus on yourself.
I have to be right now. I it's not a choice for me right now. And I you can attest to this. I absolutely love, I'm in love with being sober right now. I don't know if that's a normal thing. I think I'm just in love with it. I'm in love with who I am right now. I have an addictive personality, so now I'm in the gym probably 6-7 days a week now. I am totally flipped it. I'm so into my health and my fitness and what I put in my body now, which is insane because I didn't care before, but now I've totally turned it around. But I have a lot more time on my hands. I get up at 7 a.m. I feel refreshed as opposed to talking to my buddies. How you doing? Hungover. Everybody's hungover. And it's like, I have a lot more time. I don't where did all this time come from? And I do I'm in love with the fact of being sober. I'm in love with the idea of it now too. Almost a little bit too much to almost where I don't want to brag about it, but I like talking about it, you know?
Well, there's something very freeing.
I just enjoy
having,
and there's something very freeing about being very honest about, not for the first time in my life, which a lot of people knew. I can say, yeah, I love cocaine. I love fucking doing it. I love drinking. I love getting drunk. I do blow here, and that. It's so freeing to say, you know what, I can say all this now because now I'm in recovery, that it's just a weight lifted off my shoulders, because everybody knew I was doing it, but I was in denial. No, I'm fine. But be able just to own it now is like
we also get it, like we hadn't met before. And I mean, by having this conversation, you're able to have dialogue that takes people 5, 10, 15 years to get to know somebody. And we can do that because of the relatability, because of substance abuse. I mean, we just learned each other's life story in a 45-minute window.
Right.
And because there's relatability, there's no judgment, and there's a sense of connectivity, and there's something that's really special about that, and that's what's created these opportunities for me, even just in any of my relationships, is I'm finally comfortable in my own skin, man. Yeah. And if you don't like me for who I am, that's fine. I don't care.
No, I'm the same way. I used to never be comfortable in my own skin, and I'm starting to get there now, and I'm starting to enjoy who I am. I never even liked who I was as a person. I mean, I still struggle with from time to time because I've done a lot of shitty things, and I struggle with that. But it's getting to a point now where I'm like, well, I like who I am today. And if you don't like me, I'm okay with that. Where it used to be before, whereas if you didn't like me, I was worried about it. Why don't you like me? How can I fix that? I'm a people pleaser. Why don't you like me? How can I fix these situations? But now I just don't give a fuck because I'm happy with who I am.
And as I got more time sober, because I dealt with the underlying issues like that, I actually am a participant into another 12-step program that my wife regularly attended, which is Al-Anon.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And that's where I'm dealing with a lot of those other issues. And so it's dude, life is a continuation of problem solving, man.
Yeah.
And, but I think from this standpoint, it's I wouldn't change it. And I think when you look at it, like there's something so freeing, like I can look you dead in the eyes and say, the obsession to drink and use drugs is gone.
Yeah.
And again, it's contingent on how what I do for my program.
Right.
But there is something very freeing when I can go to a ball game, I can go to a concert, I can go to a UFC fight.
That was my next question.
These different things where I'm comfortable. And dude, we'll go down to Broadway. Like, I mean, a bunch of my Laguna cast came in town. We all went down to Broadway. And dude, it's not like I'm down there for the whole, but I can go down for a few hours and enjoy myself until, people start getting a little tipsy and start pushing me and hitting me. I'm like, all right, man, you guys aren't going, I'm out of here now.
That's exactly what I do.
But it's great people watching. I mean, dude, it's funny that I'm actually able to be the DD and like
that's
all
how
the things.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I got my birthday party dinner on Friday, right? I go, hey, I'm driving to the dinner. Anybody needs a ride, let me know. And I have a system. Like, I allow myself 45 minutes. So when I start to see my friends on their second, third drink, I bounce. I give myself a 45-minute window because nothing really good happens after 3 or 4 drinks, right? And I start to get annoyed. Hot breath, people repeating themselves. And I just, like I said, I'm okay with being around it for an external extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just can't hang around too much. What was, I guess, your drug of choice, if you don't mind me asking?
Anything that made me feel different. Yeah,
you did a little bit of everything.
But my primary DOC was
your main addiction. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So your main addiction,
it was alcohol. Yeah, and then cocaine was a close one behind. And then when I relapsed and went back out, Adderall actually became my drug of choice. I was taking like almost 300 milligrams a day, dude.
Oh my God.
Just cranking.
There's something about cocaine, man. I tell you what, it turns you into a fucking beast. And
it was my spinach.
It was just, yeah, right. It made you turn into somebody that you normally aren't, man. I'm the most outgoing person. Now let's go start 25 businesses. Like, like you just talk, and then
what are the chances that you both were probably partying together at Les Deux?
100%. 100% we were at Les Deux. We definitely crossed paths back in the old days for sure, because that's right when I first got to LA, and I definitely remember seeing you guys there, and I'm sure we've rubbed shoulders. Maybe crossing paths going to the bathroom, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably in the same stall next door, man.
We probably were sniffing in the same stalls, unfortunately. But yeah, it definitely crossed paths for sure, because those were real stomping grounds back in the day, just a breeding ground for cocaine and bad things. How long did you stay at an inpatient facility? And Yeah, I did 2 stints. So I was wondering, how long did you stay for your first one?
Which one?
So you did a few, right?
Inpatient I did. Ones? I went to 12 different inpatient programs.
So 12, and like, if you don't mind me asking, do your insurance cover all this?
Family paid insurance did, family. I mean, we spent a lot of money.
Sounds very expensive.
A lot of money on treatment, attorneys, and
oh my God,
jail, all that stuff, man. But I mean, the longest I stayed in a program through the continuum of care was through residential, PHP, IOP, and then a little bit of monitoring. So it's probably like 120 days, but inpatient was around 30. And then I dropped down into a lower level of care for an additional 30 to 45 days, and then another lower level, and then went into like sober living.
Okay. I'm at the part where I just, I'm in AA now. Like I said, I go between 3 and 5 times a week. I try to get there. I'm in the process of kind of looking for another therapist right now. I've had really bad luck with therapists. I've gone through 5 or 6 of them. I use this company called BetterHelp right now too, which is actually really, really works. But, therapists are hard to find because it's so exhausting too. So once you find somebody you're comfortable with, you unload on them, right? And then then someone's, well, I'm moving, or I got a new job, or I got promoted, or I'm not doing this. It's like exhausting. I'm like, I just spent 2 months telling you all about myself, and now you're fucking leaving. Or I had a couple incidences where it just didn't work out. So,
it's so important to find a good therapist.
So important. I'm even thinking about doing an outpatient situation. I'm working on it right now because I think it's just good for me to keep going. I do not think that I'm cured by any means. I think that I'm going to be dealing with this for a lifelong. I'm just going to be dealing with this. But I'm thinking about hitting an outpatient just to see. Have you done any outpatient before?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it? Do you like it better than inpatient?
Well, I think it's dependent on where a person is where, which level of care is what's is important. And I think for where you're at, I think any type of support and follow up, having therapy and case management and stuff like that could definitely be beneficial from a level of accountability for sure.
So like myself, right now, you were in the height of your addiction when the world was watching you, when you were under a microscope by the press, like the paparazzi, which I can't remember, I can't really remember what social media was like back then in those days.
I'm grateful social media wasn't around, bro.
But you did have Perez Hilton, and that dude was fucking harsh, man. He was harsh back then. He was brutal, like below the belt kind of shit. He would just say things and write things, and I was like, dude, uncalled for. Do you remember those days?
Oh, bro, I can tell you how many things that guy drew on my face, bro.
That's what I was getting to without getting to it. He always took a white marker and put a white marker under my nose for every little fucking thing.
Yeah. Bro, Perez, good old Perez.
What did it take for you to get your life back when the entire world has been watching you, fall apart? It's kind of a 2-parter. When did you feel like the public started to forgive you or accept, the new you? Because I feel like no matter what I do right now, nobody will believe it, and it's been tough. And do you have any advice for me right now, living in, like I said, we kind of touched on this already, watching the show, watching back at my lowest point. Like, I'm sure you've been there when you watched yourself, you're like, holy fuck, who is that guy? Do you give me any advice right now on how I should, handle this or how I should navigate this?
Yeah, man. Actions speak louder than words in this scenario. Once I stopped worrying or trying to address, hey, look at me. Like I'm doing this. When I removed myself and it was like that first year of sobriety in July 23rd, 2010, when I moved out of LA, I got a real job for the first time, which was a huge part of that's a whole nother subject, which was awesome. I was on the board for the Los Angeles mission. I started doing some blog posts, and I kind of removed myself from everything and really focused on me for a year.
Yeah.
And then naturally, it just things started to come out because the things I was engaged in, the things I was participating in, I didn't have to tell any people were curious, and It just naturally started to come out. And so my advice is action, man, is, keep doing what you need to do for yourself, and it will turn. And it's crazy, to just see, I just be in a place right now. Part of what I even do for a living now and is all around what we're talking about. And so it's, for me, I would say that was probably about a year.
And my last and final thing, I saw that you were on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. I had him on my podcast a few weeks back. We did a narcissist test, which scared the shit out of me. And I scored.
He's awesome.
I scored extremely high.
Really?
I don't quote me on this. I think he said the highest he's ever seen was like 25 or 26, and I scored a 23. And I was like, oh my God, it was scary. What you got anything good to say about him or bad to say about him? I don't think anything's bad. He's awesome. He's such an awesome guy.
He has been
did you enjoy that?
He's been a dear friend of mine for years. He was really somebody that I leaned into heavily after Celebrity Rehab. He was one of the first people that really understood what I was going through. Back then, did you have to understand in the early 2000s, I was not able to relate to a lot of different people, and I'd go try to share my story even to a therapist or different people, and they'd give me a lot of context from the book, which obviously is important, but I needed somebody that I could relate to, have connectivity, and that understood what I was going through. And him and Bob Forrest were two that I really held near and dear, and I felt like I was finally being heard with what I was going through and what I was experiencing. And Drew was at my wedding. We've been.
He was at your wedding, huh?
Yeah, we've been close for a long time. He went from like a mentor to like, we ended up having a conversation where he's like, all right, dude, we're friends now, like the doctor, mentor, like that stuff's kind of over. And we're like closest of friends, and, gotten close with his wife, Susan, and Paul, his daughters. The family, they're all incredible people and have nothing but amazing things to say about him.
That's awesome. I'm glad you touched on that. He's a really, really,
very knowledgeable guy, man. He knows his stuff.
Can I ask you where you met your wife?
Dude, I met my wife right before I got sober out. She got to see, I forget what club it was at in LA. Obviously didn't stay in touch for quite some time after that. Ended up getting almost a year of sobriety when I was reintroduced by mutual friends. Oh. And then we got married 10, 12, 13. So, dude, it's been 12 years we've been married almost. And then we've been together like 14 or 15 years.
So she's been with you through a lot.
She's seen everything.
She's seen it all. Wow. She's seen it. Do you miss being in the spotlight at all, or miss being on reality TV?
No, only I don't miss that stuff. Cause we did the Hills New Beginnings back in like 2020, 21, 2022. And like, it was a really crazy experience to go back into that completely sober and, go through that. But the only thing, if I could ever do anything further, is just what we're doing here, is the continuation of bringing awareness to this, just because it's half my family struggles with addiction, and or mental health. And it's not just me, and it's important for me to get that out there. But I'll say, like, one of the coolest things about me getting sober is 8 of my family members are now sober. That's
amazing. I'm thinking about the same thing too. How is it going to be like moving forward with, Jax Taylor being sober? I hate to talk about myself in the third person, but moving forward on TV being sober, that's going to be, I'm kind of scared of it. I'm kind of worried about it. I'm anxious. I'm excited. I got a little bit of everything, that's normal, right? If you have a little bit of fear, am I going to be accepted for the same person? Are people still going to like me? Am I going to be boring? Like, sometimes
everything that you, for the whole conversation you've been talking about, dude, all the stuff you've been saying in every aspect is normal.
Yeah. Cause I always felt like they liked me for who I was when I was using, to be honest. Like, they liked me for that character I was, I guess, that I created. Maybe I don't know, but I know I'm a good person without it too, and I know I can be entertaining without it. I used that for a crutch for so long. 2 more, and then we'll be done. What was the last cast member you texted, and can you read us the text? I'm sorry, it's for the girls.
Yeah.
The girls like these questions. Who's the last text member you?
Talon.
Oh my gosh!
I put "love you, buddy." Really meant the world that you guys came out here, because they were all just here for the 4th.
Oh yeah, how was your 4th? Everything good?
Absolutely incredible.
That's good. I'm glad you had a good 4th. And it's like I said, it was one of those weekends where I knew, obviously, sobriety that's a big holiday for being sober. And I did okay. It was, these are all firsts for me. So I wasn't sure how I was going to struggle. I knew I was going to be on the lake. I knew people were going to be drinking and having fun. I was kind of nervous about it, but I actually handled it pretty well. How was your relationship now with Spencer?
Oh, Lord. God bless them for everything that they went through this last year and all of that. Yes. We're again, is the relationships. I don't have anything against him or Heidi. We're just different people. You know what I mean? And I think they're on their journey, they're doing what they do, and we're on our journey and doing what we do. And I would say it's kosher. You know, I mean, it's not like we're not like closest of friends by any means, but we're just different people.
No, that's
like different things.
That's a great answer. Hey, listen, man, I don't want to keep you anymore. I appreciate you so much for coming on here and talking about everything. I really got a lot out of this one. I hope the viewers did too, because like I said, I'm kind of going through it right now, and it really helps to talk to people like you who are well into your sobriety, and it's inspirational, and it really feels good, and I appreciate you. Is there anything you're working on right now that you want to give a little
yeah, man. Well, I just want to say thank you for having me, dude. And anything I can do to support you, don't hesitate to reach out. But no, I mean, the gifts of sobriety, it's been incredible. I work with Dr. Amen now. I've been running his foundation for the last 2.5 years, where we're looking at literally ending the concept of mental health by creating a revolution in brain health. And there's a lot there. And I've been working with Sober Safe, which is the first ever transdermal alcohol monitoring detection system. And so actually Sober Sure, which is their band here, it's a 24/7 monitoring system. It's got GPS tracking and band removal notifications. It's pretty incredible for people that are just coming out of treatment.
Oh, wow.
For a higher level of accountability and to reestablish trust. It's been awesome, and we're actually doing a bunch of stuff from a prevention standpoint.
I might want to get into that. I might want to, I'll have to talk to you off camera. Yeah, it's really cool. I like
pretty awesome. And it's basically to replace like breathalyzers and different things. And so this has been awesome. Been working with them for the last couple of years, and it's amazing to see the traction that we've been getting. And then I work with A-List Health. They're the first ever JACO accredited at-home treatment provider. And we primarily work with like C-level executives, athletes, and entertainers, where we actually bring treatment to the comfort of their own home.
Oh, so, wow. Yeah, I'd definitely like to pick your brain after this. And maybe if I'd like to get involved in some more stuff. I feel like this is kind of my calling. I really enjoy talking to people about it, hearing people out, and getting more involved in this community, because I just feel like it's just really, really, really important. And I'm going to have to definitely give you a call after this and see if I can get involved in some of your stuff. All right, we're going to turn this around a little bit. Just get a little bit lighthearted here. I'm going to do some kind of a speed round of questions, and if you don't want to ask, just say pass. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to see some fan questions. Who from the cast, from Laguna Beach and the Hills, do you still keep in touch with?
Almost every single person from Laguna Beach.
Wow. Okay. The most asked question: were you really in love with Lauren Conrad?
Dude, we were serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to say, yeah.
If you could go back in time and do one thing differently, what would it be?
God, man.
That's a loaded question.
I don't know, man. It's like, obviously there's a lot of things that I would have done differently and stuff like that, but I'm also so grateful for where I'm at in my life today. And I know that I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't experience what I did.
You know what? I like that. I like that answer. People ask me that too. And I think, you know what? I think I would be dead in a ditch somewhere if I wasn't on TV. Everyone's like, well, TV ruined your life. Well, no, it actually brought it to a head. So now I'm aware of what's going on. So I'm actually thankful for everything that's going on TV. I'm thankful that it's, been brought up. I'm thankful that we're talking about it. I'm thankful that I'm in recovery and the world knows it. There's accountability there. And I feel like the
higher level of accountability.
The TV show basically saved my life, because I would probably be dead in a ditch somewhere because nobody would care. I feel like a lot of people out there care. And I think it's been good for me. Do you think reality TV is unhealthy for addicts or someone with mental health issues?
Short answer, yes.
Yes. I can see, I guess it really depends, but yes, I agree with you. I can see there is a pros and cons list, but definitely the cons are outweigh the pros for sure. Things you do for fun instead of going to bars. What do you do with your boys now?
I do. I mean, whether it's with the family, whether we're swimming, going on the boat, playing baseball, playing softball, horseback riding, UTVs, hunting,
a little bit of everything,
surfing, skating, snowboarding, beach trips. I mean, we participate. Anything outdoors, we really love doing.
It seems like you're kind of like me. You pack a lot in your day, so you don't allow yourself to even allow your brain to go anywhere else. And
people don't realize. I mean, your brain produces more potent chemicals than heroin. You just got to let it work, you know. And I mean, and so it's like, golfing. You hit a good golf shot. I mean, that high will last, throughout the day. I mean, it's amazing when you actually let your brain and your body function how it's normally supposed to do that without having to have mood altering substances.
Yeah. How many times did you relapse before becoming sober?
Dude, I couldn't tell you that, man. I don't have enough. I can't count that high.
But you're doing good now. That's all that matters. How would you ever do another reality show?
Only if it was around substance abuse and or mental health with a positive solution and or outcome.
I like that. Advice for a wife whose husband is stuck in addiction and in denial.
Husband's wife who is stuck in addiction. First of all, no, you're not alone in this process. I highly advise you get educated, read about addiction, read about what he's going through, but really get yourself informed and get professional help to help support him and plug into Al-Anon.
Okay, your biggest regret or something you take back on Laguna Beach or the hills?
Oh God, bro,
Did we already say that? We already said that one.
No, I mean, I think from that standpoint, God, there were so many moments, bro, that were. I don't know if I could probably take one back. It was the moment I was hammered in the limo in Laguna Beach at like 2 a.m. and like not even knew where I was and got in a huge fight with Jessica. I think that was probably one of the more humiliating ones that I remember.
Have you watched The Valley at all, or did you know the show at all about it?
I've obviously heard of it.
Yeah,
but I need to. I will be checking it out now.
You want to come on and be a mentor to me? I could use.
I'm happy to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can, man.
I like how you made that so vague. I'm going to ask this question. If you don't want to answer it, then we'll just leave it out. You don't have to answer this, but it's a very highly, highly asked question. The sex tape with LC. Will we ever get the truth?
No sex tape, bro.
Okay. That's all you have to say. Okay, that's it. All right, Jason, thank you so much for being here again. I know this ran a little bit longer, but I think it was worth it, and I really, really appreciate you being on my podcast. You've said so many amazing things, so many things that just hit home with me. So many things that I really want to try. I'm excited about this gratitude thing that we're going to do every day. I'm excited to try some of these new tools that we've been talking about. Thank you again, Jason, for being here. Stay tuned. We got some great guests coming up. See you guys next week.
This summer, Pluto TV is exploding with thousands of free movies. Summer of Cinema is here. Feel the explosive action all summer long with movies like Gladiator, Mission Impossible, Beverly Hills Cop, Good Burger, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Bring the action with you and stream for free from all your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.